Hey guys, welcome back to a community for all of us. I am your host, and I have a very lucky to have my co-host for tonight, which is like the best person I could ever have brought on to the show tonight, since I was going to have to handle it myself because my buddy Harold is actually going to be on a missions trip, and so hopefully he'll be able to join us in the comments and stuff. He said he did have Wi-Fi. We're going to be talking about the maximum, not Transformers, but maximum. Um, and yes, I'll get to that on our stream. We'll be opening that up later at the second half of it. But let me show you no other than the greatest co-host I could have ever found to help me tonight, and that is my beautiful baby, Nikki. Hey,
Hello.
baby girl. Sorry, say that again.
Hello.
Hey, what you up to? Long time no see.
I know. This is weird. We're in separate rooms.
I know, right? I know. I was
We didn't want
like,
to echo.
yeah. Well, we're trying out something new. So Nikki got these new headphones for herself. We still have to wait to get me a mic. Um, which we're probably going to go to Best Buy because they have some of the best ones that we were looking at, and make sure we get one that's not going to be damaged like we had when we ordered one from Amazon. But
Well, we had two. We had two really good ones. They were Blue Yetis, and we just used them a lot. They just, they get worn out. So,
had them for years. I mean, absolutely crazy. So yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about the maximum, and not the max, the maximums for Transformers, where the Beast Wars that Nikki loves. We're not going to be talking about Transformers per se, but we are going to be talking about the company that produces Transformers and what we think it's gonna what we think with Hasbro going down this line dealing with as maximum series, and the fact that Todd McFarlane kind of started this off whenever he started going with his gold label, um the gold label, getting more paint, cloth cape, stuff like that, price going up a little bit there. Hey Harold, glad to have you down in the comments, my man.
hey, Harold.
I hope you enjoy West Virginia. Hope everything's safe and cool and collected there.
I saw his
So,
pictures on Facebook. They're getting a lot done.
are they? Okay, you'll have to
Doing
share
some
that with me.
building and redoing a porch.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're gonna be doing a ramp like how we have for me.
Oh, okay.
A handicap ramp like we have your parents had put in for me. Um so yeah, we're gonna be talking we're first of all, a lot of people's gonna be asking, what is this thing called the maximum line, the gold label for DC and stuff like that? What does this mean? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up real quick. So right off the bat, when it was first being talked about, was being brought, um, Toy Arc put this out dealing with what the maximum line was supposed to be. Hasbro backed this and said, yes, this is what it was supposed to be. It's the first drop for a new Marvel Legends subline. Marvel Legends Maximum Series is live with the first one that came out was Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I always find it funny that they have to put in Peter Parker now, because now you have, O'Hara, and then you have Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy. It's like anybody now can be
And then there's
Spider Man
Spider Punk.
and Spider Punk. Um, but they had to say, this is Peter Parker, Spider Man. These are super deluxe Marvel Legends offerings from Hasbro with additional articulation, paint, accessories, all packed in one set. And, right off the bat, you would think, hey, I'm getting more paint outs. This thing looks like it's going to be interesting. It looks like I'm going to get more articulation. I'm going to get, essentially, you're thinking with this, I'm going to be getting all the bells and whistles, right?
You would think.
you definitely would think. You would think that, hey, I'm going to get all the bells and whistles. This is going to be the best that you could possibly get.
Like extra hands, extra heads, fun accessories, and even hopefully the materials would be like really nice and thick and sturdy and have lots of movement. Yeah, all the things.
Yes, exactly, all the things. At least that's what they led people to believe. The first thing I'm going to pull up though is I'm going to take that backstage and I'm going to pull up another. We're going to take a look at the Spider-Man one first. I figured that's the best way. Start off with the guy himself and what got this line started. Now, um, oh, is that Leo hanging out with you?
It's Nesme.
Oh, it's
She heard me
Nesma. Oh, it's
talking in
good.
here and she woke up. She came crying up here, so
Oh, so right here is the offering. I wish I had pulled up the Amazon. You know what? I'm gonna just do Amazon. That's got a better
a lot of
um
people order from there too.
yeah, so I'll just go ahead and just pull up the Amazon one real quick. Um as I'm doing that, you go ahead and share tell what do you think maximum line would mean for you?
Well, it could even mean like, okay, there's lots of versions of, let's say, Spider-Man, like we discussed. Maybe this is the version that everybody loves. Nobody has a problem with. They may have even done some polling and they looked at the black suit and the red suit and the different connotations and maybe got a poll on what people thought the quintessential, Spider-Man was. And that would be a good way to go, because then that way people, the audience that they're supposed to be selling to, feels like they have a hand in this one they're putting out. It's kind of like when they do I don't, who does the wrestling figures? Because there's
That would
always
be
a fan
Mattel.
favorite of Mattel. Well, they'll do like a fan favorite and they'll vote on maybe one that they hadn't put out that year, but the fans all won't. So
Well,
ultimate maximum,
you're talking about wrestling. That would be okay. You have you got Bret Hart and you got Seth Rollins, and both of those were their platinum figures. And you have okay to help you out because I think you're kind of struggling on what the idea that Maximum is. It's not that you're getting a limited edition character. It's like okay, I can get a character that's $10 of a wrestling figure. If I go up, I can get one for $20 and it's going to have more articulation and it's going to look a little bit better and it's going to be, you know, and then you have what you got like Bret Hart and you got Seth Rollins where it comes with all their gear, their ring gear, everything is
and it's
included.
made of cloth
Yeah.
and
So
it's
you pay $30 for
bendable.
those.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to help you with is that you wouldn't expect to get the same body type that you did for a $10 Seth Rollins as you would the $30, the platinum line from Mattel. You because you're expecting
It should
more
be special.
yes, special, more articulation, cloth, everything, So when you got Bret Hart and you got Seth Rollins, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. But when you got Damian Priest and you got Rhea Ripley, you got the $20 figure because you're like, I want the look because they look more like the character, and they
Hmm.
come with their belt that they
But
that
that
they
don't mean
have.
all the accessories and stuff.
But
Right.
when you got
Hmm.
Bret Hart and you got Seth Rollins, you're like, I want it. I'm willing
I
to pay
want all the
$30 for.
things. Hmm.
Okay, so that's essentially to let you see what the maximum line is supposed to be. Hey, Master Far, Harold, Lord Master Starscream, thank y'all so much for being here. We'll be opening this up later on tonight for everyone, and in doing so, no profanity. We're going to stay on topic, and that I think that's about it. About it, don't you think? Okay,
Mhm.
so with that as the mindset, okay, would see when you don't expect Bret Hart's figure, even if you took it out of the package, you wouldn't want to take all the accessories off of it and find out it's actually the $10 mold.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you're
That would hurt
expecting
my feelings.
okay, so that's kind of like what the maximum line's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the Bret Hart, um, Seth Rollins platinum ones that you got that has all the bells and whistles, all their ring gear, all the articulate hands, all the different head sculpts, all the different like for Seth, I know he's got like flaming wings and a mask that he has and
Hmm.
everything. So you pay $30 for that. So you wouldn't want to have the Seth Rollins that you could have got for $10 just with the extra doodads.
Right.
You
It
you
came
want
with
some of
real
the
cloth clothing, and it was very. I think it had feathers on it and
yeah.
stuff. And yeah.
So with that, it kind of brings into the thing with this Max line, which we're going to take a look at. Which for me, when I saw Spider Man, I was like, okay, all right, I can see the appeal. I was like, I don't know how much it's going to be price wise, but you're getting all these new hands, as you can see here. He's got all new hand sculpts. He's got different webbing. He's got his spider sense. He has the Peter Parker head, a different Spider-Man head that we've not had before. You got more webbing all the way around. So right here, he comes with a little small web stand that he came with, more articulation. The whole mold for Spider-Man here is absolutely brand new. I mean, you're able to get him in
And
some
even his Spidey sense. That's kind of cool.
yeah, they got the spider sense right here. I mean, you're
Spidey sense halo.
yeah, so I mean, right here you're like, okay, yeah, look at that chest right there with it's gonna have a butterfly. Those arms are going to bend all the way in like Spider-Man
Look at the
should.
dynamic poses.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're getting some spot on great articulation right off the bat.
Hmm.
I mean, that screams Spider-Man. That right there for that figure, I was like, okay, they're going to give you the toe tilt that I always said. I wonder why McFarlane is able to give us the toes that bend and Hasbro doesn't. Um, I do see that they left a little bit of a gap right there. That's pretty hollowness right there in the toes. That's pretty messed up though.
There's even
Mm,
a well. There's a place in his heel, but that could be because he you can put him on a stand, maybe.
yes, yeah, I understand. But like you're seeing, I mean, this is looking really, really good Spider-Man figure. So for the maximum line, immediately I was like, okay, all right, I see where they're going with it. This is the standard that we should look at with that they're doing with Spider-Man here. Then I could see the price point going up for this. Don't
Hmm.
know if it should have gone up $50 when you have, like I was saying with, Mattel is able to
Hmm.
do the same type of thing here, what they call maximum to platinum, and you're getting cloth. You're getting real cloth feathers sometimes, for $30, and you're getting a WWE wrestler. Um, and I know that those royalties are not cheap. So Mattel's able to do it for the price of $30. But then again, you know, Hasbro already has a $25 line, I don't think they could justify and say, "Hey, we can do this for 35."
Hmm.
But $50, I could see if you're a diehard Spider-Man, you just want to get Spider-Man just to get Spider-Man. I could see where you would go, okay, I'm just going to get the $25 figure and not this $50 figure. I mean, the price, 49.99 on Amazon.
Yeah.
That that to me is kind of like, what do you think? Com- for what you've seen, could you?
I mean, so many things have gone open price, even in the last, not even during this 2025. Even 2024, things just really went astronomical. However, this maybe should be a $30 toy because, I mean, you're getting all kinds of little things, but I can get the figure by itself probably for 20.
Yeah, without getting all the do that is typically about $25. Yeah, I mean
Hmm.
that.
But 50? I mean, and it's not like you're getting a whole nother figure. You're not getting Spider-Man in his costume and then getting Peter Parker outside of the costume.
Yeah, because I mean, w- with this, and Lord Master Sorcery says he agrees. That that's where it becomes problematic for me because I'm kind of like going at 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 that price point, you know, that's asking a lot for your from your consumers. And like you said, everything's going up in price. It's not like things are staying the same. You know what I mean? It's not like um and I'm going to bring you up two figures in just a second, but it's it's becoming um I feel like it's kind of a price point that you're going to price your at some point there's going to be a breaking point, and this is what I was wanting to bring. And Nikki was like, "Hey, we're not talking about Transformers, but I know you said you want to bring this up." Okay,
Hmm.
so Hasbro has already um gone up on their figures with Transformers. Matter of fact, me and Nikki actually canceled about 60% of our Transformers from Hasbro off of
Because we
Amazon
pre-order
and
a lot of things.
yeah,
Things are coming out, the next month, the next 3 months, etc. Because then it gives us time to go, okay, do we really want it? And if not, we can always cancel. But if you don't pre-order, sometimes you're not necessarily guaranteed to you'd find it on a online store or even in the store. So,
yeah. And so yesterday with Big Bad Toy Store and with Amazon, we ended up canceling about 60% of our pre-orders from Hasbro because I have a hard time, and I'm kind of like putting my foot down on this. Is that here's Bumblebee. I love this Bumblebee. I love the animated series. Wish they had a fourth season. I absolutely love it. I didn't get him when he first came out. Nikki found him and Optimus Prime, which I'm going to show in just a second. Optimus Prime, him and his little buddy. And we got both these figures for the price of what he would typically cost. So we waited, it came back available, it was there. But even though I got him, I got Waspinator first, and I was like, I really like this the little transformation. I really like this character. So I really
I
enjoyed
like his
this.
color
So we
scheme too.
yeah, and so we went ahead and bit the bullet and went for this. And but here's the thing: this figure here usually will in the store or typically online will run you $25. Okay, now this is a very small deluxe. This is not even 3.5 inches tall, maybe four, close to four. Typically a deluxe is supposed to be 5.5 inches tall, roughly. Um, so already they're charging me $25 for this guy here. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I already canceled almost all my deluxe figures because and that's the price point that Nikki and I were talking about. Where's our goal? Where's our cap? Where will we not go any further? Um that's not so much the case, Lord Master Starscream. No, if you reread what it says now, it says that the pre-orders are not subject to staying at that price point. It's not. It's guaranteed to a certain point, and if the prices go up, then they're able to go up a percentage. So that's not so much the case anymore as it was previously. It's the reason why we ended up canceling a lot of our figures because I could not justify this figure being $32. The $7 jump for deluxe class went up $7. So now you're telling me that this figure here that was $30, $35, you're now telling me that for this size figure here, you're going to charge me this price here. And then with this price here, you're now going to jump that up to a leader class price, which is a $46, where leader class was around 50 sometimes, maybe 54. And so you're now going to tell me I got to spend almost $50 now for a Voyager. And
Now you bring in that maximum line and you see how big that one, and he's not a big toy. He may be tall, but he's skinny. And you're telling me that the price you pay for that large transformer is the price you're going to pay for that Spider-Man? That's
yes,
a discrepancy.
and we're getting ready to go even deeper with that, how bad it gets. So for Hasbro to say, hey, we're having stuff made overseas. We've admitted that we only pay about $90, 90 cents an hour, and these people work from
To a
9 a.m.
worker,
to
yeah.
9 p.m. Okay, so they're putting in there over a 12-hour day easy. So that means they're only getting paid $12 if they're lucky. $12 a day. So now you're telling me that you're raising the prices, um, and you want me as the consumer to justify saying that this figure here is worth as much as this figure here in the past. Makes no sense. And so, with that in mind, I want you to understand, like Nikki was saying, well, you know, the size. Well, let's take a look at a figure and its size real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Right here, and let me go to that page real quick. So this figure right here is the old price point, okay? The old price point and from Hasbro. And you get the Gray Hulk. Are you saying something?
No,
Okay. So you get Banner with glasses on and off, and you get the Hulk himself. You got two figures in the box that are posable, and the price for it when it came out and still available was $59.99. Right now it's 18% off. It's at $48.99. You're telling me that I'm to say that the 60th anniversary Hulk, and I want you to pay attention to something. I want you to pay attention to the waist here and the legs and the hands. Okay. So everything below the waist, okay? Everything down here, take a look at the arms, all right? So you've already told me that the max line is supposed to be the end all be all, like the best of the best. All right. And let me back. I went too far. Here we go. So now we're going to pull up the Hulk maximum overdrive price. Now, again, this figure, it floors me that Hasbro did this. So I have the figure here. If you look at the waist where the out crunch is all the way down, that's the same. Nothing new. Nothing new at all. And then you take a look at the arms and the hands. The arms and the hands are the same. All right. Now, they have it for 60 bucks. Originally, they had knocked it up to about, um, they were going to say it could go up to 75 bucks. Some people had said that where they were able, had to get it where like Entertainment Earth, they were looking at $80 when they got the figure. And I was like, that's crazy. The price point doesn't stay the same with you getting pre-orders anymore. It's the reason why we canceled so many is because I could not imagine thinking I'm going to pay a $50. Spider-Man came out for 50. I would think this one here should be around the same. And the only reason why the price came down for this one was for the fact there was such an outcry going, wait a second, there's nothing new except for soft plastic for the chest. Now, I watched people's reviews on this thing. I left comments. I was very respectful, which you should be. I could tell the people that were being sincere in telling you about this figure and the ones that Hasbro sent the figure to. You can tell the difference. The people that bought it with their own money, who love the Hulk, happy to get it. But every one of them said, I could have waited till this thing went on sale after I got it out of the box, compared it to my other figures. And everybody's comparing it to the one I just showed you, the 2-pack figure. And saying, there's nothing new. They're using the same molds that they used over a decade ago for the Hulk.
And the difference in this one, when you look at the reviews that people have done on it, is the material is not the same. And on top of that is the material is very poor in contrast to what you should be getting.
One of the reviewers that had got this figure, and he even admitted that he's like, look, I didn't buy it. Um, and automatically already knowing that his he's going to have to be, really careful with his review. But he wrote back to me and said, hey, I agree with everything you were saying. Um, but I would wait because this figure is guaranteed to go on sale. This figure, as soon as people really, the word of mouth gets out that this is not a maximum figure. This is nowhere close to the Spider-Man figure. Nowhere close. He said, I have all these other Spider-Man figures. And he says, and this Spider-Man figure that I got, absolutely photography, the whole 9 yards, absolutely the greatest figure out of Spider-Man I have ever owned. He says, but this one, it'll be on sale before long. Now Hasbro's pushed out this thing saying, hey, Now, see, us Transformer fans, we understand this. We've had this happen to us, especially when we got the Siege, and Siege was like the greatest, absolutely greatest line ever. And then all of a sudden, by the time we got into Legacy, we were like, what happened to the great quality of the figures? And why is the plastic now, the white plastics now yellowing? Why is some even the gray, light gray plastic yellowing to the point that it's no longer gray at all? So you have to ask you the questions like, Hasbro's done it to the Transformers community, and we as Transformers fans have allowed this type of shenanigans. You know, me and Nikki love Transformers, but even Nikki has said time and time again, you know, how do you how do you justify paying that much money for this figure and it's already crumbling? I mean, she got her Megatron, and that Megatron, because our air conditioner had broke, that gray Megatron, that purple dinosaur soft plastic rubber plastic, because our air conditioning broke. We had no way of air conditioning that area, and that figure is ruined. I mean, how did you feel about your Megatron, the Beast Wars purple dinosaur
I mean,
Megatron?
that and the color started yellowing, even though it was purple. There was parts on it that was white that's now yellow, and it's the material started disintegrating,
Yeah, it was.
and it's made similar to this Hulk that you're looking at right here, especially the top torso. It's like
Yeah,
a kind of a flimsy. And one of the reviewers we saw, you see how he's done this smash, which was supposed to be the selling point, but there was a guy that tried to put him in this pose and get the body to hold that piece in place. And because of the rubbery top, it doesn't hold the position
yeah.
for this picture to be taken, there's a good chance there is some finagling, some glue, some tape in there to get this to hold up like this.
A lot of people have said that it's just not holding up. And one thing I want to point out is I won't. I mean, you have this clap hands right here. I saw many reviewers going, I have no idea how they were able to do this because there's nowhere for the wrist. Yes, they peg on, but for the
Yeah,
one in the middle of the hand, there's no
it
way of
just
pegging it on.
hovers.
Yeah, and I mean, you take a look at the accessories you get. As I said, you know, where is where's the newness with this character? Where is I mean, because it comes with rockets, because that's new. Blast effects, that's considered new. Head sculpts, yeah, these are different looking head sculpts, but they don't match. Um, the other thing that gets me too is that, you know, you take a look at the waist right there. Look at that. Everybody's talking about how ugly this figure would have been if they had shown the butterfly joint. And I'm like, you're not having any problems with that hip that they've used. Look, I mean, like I told y'all, look at the legs. The legs are the exact same legs that you got time and time again. I mean, and then there's no calf rotation like there was with Spider-Man. Okay, they give you a little bit of toe tilt there. But let's go back and look at the one that comes with the two figures. Let's take a look at that one, you know. I mean, let's see if I hit the right button. Yeah. I mean, yeah, his toes don't have the articulation in the bottom of them, but you're telling me that you gave us a new foot sculpt with the same legs, and the only thing you did was You gave us a toe bend. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the thing that I'm looking at. I'm going, how can Hasbro justify this? Is beyond me. It's absolutely beyond me. I mean, same legs, everything. I mean, there's like nothing. Yeah, apparently the first batch of Kingdom Egg has that issue. But later on, they fixed it, and the new ones we just kind of say, well, see, here's the thing. That should never been the case that if you bought the first one, that should have never been the case. That should have never been the case. You as the consumer, you're saying that I have to go out and buy this figure again to get the better one. That's not good sales. I mean, I can't be a book publisher and tell people, "Oh, you got my first print." I'm sorry, but the second print is better than the first print because where the first print, the pages fall out because they didn't use the right type of glue. No, that consumer is now out of the money it was to buy it from me, and they're going to come to me and go, "Hey, your pages are falling out of your book," and I look at you and go, "Okay, if you want the ones where the pages don't fall out, go ahead and give me your money and I'll give you the second print." I mean, that's that's insanity all the way around. I mean, you can't sit here and say that Hasbro is giving people the best money. You're forking out $60. Um, $60 where in some places, I mean, in some places, let's take a look at Entertainment Earth. I'll pull that up real quick. What do you think, baby girl?
Well, I mean, it's not like they redid the figure itself. They already have the mold. They're just pouring in the more stuff. They didn't hire somebody to do, you know, their image. There's so many artists for Hulk books and Spider-Man books. At the most, you could have got the artist that's doing it recently and get him to do a sculpture. I know they don't all do sculptures, but some of them do. That would have been unique, you know.
Yeah, I mean, anything would have been better than what they have given us. And I'm going to pull this up real quick while I'm thinking about it. See if I can pull up it on Entertainment Earth. Yeah, here we go. All right, so here is Entertainment Earth, okay? And they're typically with collectors, they're typically the better way of gauging the pricing on things. So let's see here. Go here and shares and hey buddy. Oh, wrong, sorry, wrong one. Pull this up. What is it, Granger? What is it, Granger? That's Granger meowing. He's like trying to figure out why mom's on one side of the house and I'm on the other. So here is Entertainment Earth. Okay, so they typically um, do this, and one thing that we're going to do also is that if you're not here for the whole show, that's the only time that we will open it up. We will not open it up if we don't have people engaging and being a part of the show the whole time. I'm not going to open it up just to have people jump in at the very end. So I just want to make sure I put that out there. So it said pre-order sold out. All right. And this was the thing that got me. It said pre-order sold out. Um, and that's how much you paid. $75. $75 for this figure.
And I thought the other one was expensive.
Yeah. So like I
This seems
said, we
like
have
a
to have,
racket.
yeah. Like you said, we have to have engagement in the comments to open things up for people to be in, right?
Hmm.
So with that, You're looking at a figure that has gone for 70 bucks. Not only is it going for 70 bucks.
75.
Why now?
That's 75.
Yeah. That's telling you, here's you some accessories. Mint condition guaranteed. That's why I said this pretty much lets you know um they're the ones that deal with the collectors. And it's sold out. I have a feeling that a lot of this came from people showing up and pre-ordering it, and
Expected
they're
it's
the
going to
ones
be,
that did the
a really
reviews.
nice figure.
What's that?
Expect it's going to be a really nice figure for that price point. The fact that it's a maximum line,
Okay, and so
right?
sorry. So with that, um, I have issues. I'm looking at this and I'm going, how I just don't see how you could justify it. And then I saw that you had General Ross Hulk, which I forgot about, honestly, that they had come out. And they go ahead and let you see how much they have reused the mold. He at least got new legs, you
Hmm.
know. He got new legs at least. That was the thing that I was like, I was surprised. And he has a new head sculpt. So I mean, and he has a whole new torso. I was thinking add butterfly joints to that, but at least you got a whole and bigger and a whole new Hulk um, was right there. That was the thing that kind of like surprised me. Kind of plain looking for 75 bucks. Yes, yes. And oh, and this is the one that I was saying about. He had board games for the heroes and stuff. Hero Quest. Um, participating. He was so yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. But when you're looking at that, you're going, okay, um, at least it's a whole new Incredible Hulk. I wanted to show real quick before we open it up for anyone to go jump in. You do have the new Fantastic Four coming out, and you're getting. I wanted to show this. You're getting the Thing. He's going to be 6 inches. All right, a couple of different hands, but for 25 bucks, you're getting Ben Grimm. And I look at it and go, all right, he's 25 bucks. Yeah.
That's a lot better price.
And he's 6 inches. He's as big as the $75 Hulk.
I
And
don't
he
know
has
what
a lot
his
more.
materials. I don't know his materials out of, but the material is a little more solid.
Yes. And I agree. The thing for the Kong and Batman is gorgeous that McFarlane's coming out with. That thing exact looks good. And that's the price point of a $50 price point that 50, 60 bucks I think is what it's going for. And I'm like, that's worth it. That right
Yeah,
there is absolutely worth it. I like the Red Hulk figure, but unfortunately Hasbro or the people who designed it actually did confirm that they just repainted the normal Hulk's head instead of making him look like Harrison Ford. Yeah, but at least you got a whole new body sculpt and leg sculpt, even though it's not that great. But now we're going to open this up for a little bit so that we can stay on topic. So I'm going to now open this up. I'm going to take this down, and I am going to share the link. So let me do that. You still with me, baby girl? And we'll do that. And I am copying.
didn't we stay with? I
Yeah, you
may
can
have to
stay
take a
with because
bit
I'm
of
only
a
going to do
break.
this as a 15-minute
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah. I'm only going to open this thing up for like 15 minutes. That's how we're going to do the end of the shows. Is what we're going to try to do. Is what Harold was talking. We talked about uh, kind of open up the last part of the show for people to be able to jump in for a little bit, share their thoughts if they want to. So that is the link. But but yeah, overall, I I can't see um the max line or maximum line lasting. You know, you have while we're waiting for people, if they want to jump in. I want to pull up.
Yeah, this is the
Uh,
way they're starting it. They're not starting very strong.
no,
I mean, it's like the Transformers 86 studio series. The reason they do so well is because the majority, and they start off really strong, and the majority of those figures are really nice figures. Occasionally, there's one that's not quite, it doesn't stand up good, or the plastic's a little flimsy and stuff. But if this is just the second figure in this line, I mean, it's gotten some really brutal reviews online.
so this is what he was pointing out was the $75 figure that you're getting from dealing
DC?
with the Kong, and you know how much we
Oh,
love Godzilla and
yeah.
Kong, and you're getting a 6-inch Batman, but you're also getting
Wow.
a 3-inch Batman, so that Khan can hold him in his hands, and that looks absolutely worth every penny.
And you're getting three figures. Granted, one's tiny so that Kong can hold him, but you're getting three figures and they look good.
They they look absolutely beautiful, and you're getting different head sculpt. I mean, you're talking about beautiful figure,
That
absolutely
tiny
beautiful.
Batman is adorable.
Yeah, I mean, a page puncher Batman where Khan can hold him in his hand, and look at all that paint. Look at all that
Mm-hmm.
detail. I mean, that
Mm-hmm.
looks absolutely magnificent. Been trying to cut down on action figures buying. It's been picking up and yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Those things look great. Yeah, McFarlane does the best apes. He absolutely does. He has his own, which was uh Cy oh my brain had what was it? Cygor, his
Uh,
cybernetic gorilla, which I love.
is this a
McFarlane
McFarlane?
does not. What's that?
Is this a McFarlane toy?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
this is for me. This is like easy. I'm huge DC fan. I'm a big Superman, Batman nut. If you look around me, you'll see we have original artworks for Batman and Superman. Me and Nick are DC first and Marvel second. So these things look great. I have a bunch of the McFarlane from the '90s. Yes, the Spawn line from the '90s. I still have his. Actually, I gave it to my brother, which is the Malboja, which he had back in the day. Him really big, and he put him in the thing. McFarlane, man, he was a fan, and he was a creator, and he knew what fans like, and we want something that's going to just grab hold of you and not let you go, and not let you go. And this is something that yeah, it looks awesome. It really does. Used to be part of the collectors club. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, I did. There was that, and then I loved He-Man. So my wife, this is Nikki, my wife, and again, I would love to have you on the show and talk to you about your board games because we're into Warhammer. So yeah, he knew what we wanted to buy. Absolutely, he did. He had his pulse on the fandom, and I mean, you know, I still think he's one of the great. Him and Jim Lee, and some of the greatest artists that we'll ever have. I mean, they were in an era and a time that's been like no other. So he said hello, Nikki. I don't know if you can see comments.
No, I can't see the comments from here.
So yeah, but yeah, for the price point for this thing here. I was talking to her about it. I was like, I have to show it to you. I'm glad you mentioned it because I had forgot to show this to her today. But $70, and this could go right next to all my other comics. I cannot wait to see what he does with Godzilla because he's going to do Godzilla also. And even though I do have this Batman sculpt, I don't care. It's like it's such a good figure, and to have them together and the big old box. I mean, you got friggin' MonsterVerse right there. I mean, you can't go wrong. And I definitely can't wait to see what else he brings out because I I kind of hate that Mattel's getting the DC license back. Yeah, I went in a comic bookstore, Santa Fe, when Todd was drawing for Image. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Back in the day, the comic we're from North Carolina, so back in the day, um, friends of ours was her friend actually worked on in Army of Darkness, and Ty McFarlane had come to the Charlotte area, and he was there for a little bit just because he knew it was being filmed, and he was still working for Marvel at the time. And actually, I think he was working for DC at the time, if I remember correctly, when he was doing his Batman run. But yeah, so yeah. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, Maddie figures. Yeah, or blah. So I'm kind of down that they're getting the license, but there's a thing there's a thing right now because McFarlane has not said that he's not doing DC, and there is a possibility that Mattel is getting one portion of the line, and that may be, and he's going to keep the art and the comic side of the line. Some companies have been doing that lately. So yeah, but yeah, it looks awesome. I have to say I am looking forward to this. And see, I guarantee if this came out from Hasbro, I promise you, this price would have been over $100 plus easily. And you would only gotten the 3 inch figured Batman. You wouldn't have gotten anything else. I another thing too is that I did see that Hasbro was talking about raising their prices for Star Wars, and it looks like some of them have started to go up in price. But this is to give you a an idea of what Hasbro would have done if they got Star Wars. You would have you would have had it where it was $150 because that's what they're charging for this, and that's because Obi-Wan Kenobi's in cloth. And I'm like, and here's the thing too, what people don't realize with this, you're only going with the Kenner the vintage line, which is usually 3 and a quarter. So I was like, I saw this from, and I was like, that's absolutely crazy. The show, yeah, it would be worth $200. Yeah, I mean that's why I'm showing this right here is to give kind of a food for thought. Um, but yeah, I am. But like I said, I don't know. The bet I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna put in my email, Nikki,
Okay.
for if so he can send me. All right. So this is my email because I would love to have you on the show and talk to you as a guest. And that is autocratprimer@gmail.com. That is my email. I'd love to have you. So yeah, no way for a minifigure. Yeah, that's the thing that So I look at it and I'm going, why would you do this? I mean, this is and for fans to sit here, I mean, it's like again, they do the same thing for the vehicles now, and they're vintage size, and it's like you're not giving a 6-inch figure, you give me a three quarters figure, and you're saying that that ship there is worth all of it, and it's all primarily all gray plastic. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll say this: Marvel Legends, Falcon for Captain America: Brave New World, and the shield claw is bad because if you try to put it a clip around the wrist, it breaks. That right there, that sucks. That should not happen. Should not. That should not. And for that to happen, that should not be the case. And so I'm going to open it up. I shared the link. Let's see if I can share it again. And I'll open this up for like 15 minutes. That if anybody wants to jump in for a minute, and Nick, you will probably jump out at that point. So, but I'm going to leave it open for a little bit. Uh, but like I said, refer to figures as plastic crack. Absolutely, all the time. It is. And as you can see behind us, we have it. We're huge in Transformers, and I it's like we were talking about. We don't want anything to encroach upon our Warhammer budget. You know, getting the miniatures, putting them together, painting them, um, and we also collect comics, so we're like nothing can is allowed to encroach on those two things. And the price point that Hasbro's been doing lately has been encroaching on that. I mean, that's why we were saying early in the show we actually canceled about 60-70% of our pre-orders as of yesterday, because we saw the prices going up, and we were like, just couldn't do it. Let's see. All expensive hobbies. Yes, yes, they are. They very are. They are. Especially I told my friend that owns a store, we're coming in. Um, I can only imagine how much it's going to be there when we go in, because we missed last month. So we're going for last month and this month. So yeah, even Lab Omega Prime because we'd have a 300 something dollars, almost 400 for it. Yes, and it's already cracking and breaking and popping. I've heard horror stories. Hash Lab is like what Nikki was talking about early on, where you get that limited edition, that rare figure. It should not crack, break, or change color. Period. It should be absolutely perfect if you're putting that much money into it. So with that, guys, since we didn't have you this time, anybody to be able to jump in the last 15 minutes, link was in the description. Next week on Friday, I'll be doing the same thing again. In the last 15 to 30 minutes of the show, we will be opening it up to you, the audience, to be able to jump in and hang out with us and talk about what we talked about, and we can get your firsthand accounts on that. Please, by all means, share, like, and subscribe. And until then, we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.